What up, Homedawgs? My name is Gokey Gamer, and welcome everybody to the IBA Week 5 team preview, where we are going to be going up against my boy Rebel Trainer and the Bouffalant Sabres. Well, I should say I'm going to be going over the team that I'm going to be bringing versus the Bouffalant Sabres tomorrow. So that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. The video will be going up tomorrow. You guys get it. You guys are intelligent. I believe in you guys. But yeah. Anyways, let's see here. So I'm really excited for this battle. I think I have a really good chance in this battle, at least. I actually did a lot of team building with Monkferno. Shouts to Monkferno for all the help. And he said, if you don't win this battle, then you just suck, because I just have such a great advantage against his team. And I was like, I'm sorry. Just kidding. I wasn't like that. Love you, Monkferno. I could still beat you in a fight, though. Video reference. Go check out his video, because it's like one of my favorite videos ever. Anyways, yeah. Just want to get that shameless plug out of the way. But anyways, yeah, I'll plug it in at the end, too. You guys get it. But yeah, anyways, I'm sorry. I'll get into it. So, just as a reminder for what I've got on my team, I have got Gigantamax All Creamy, Excadrill, Scizor, Zoroark, Gigalith, Sigilyph, Eldegoss, Arcanine, Glaring Weezing, Vaporeon, and Pangoro. Currently, my kill leader is still Excadrill with the 5 kills and 2 deaths. He wasn't able to pick up a kill last week, and he's not on the leaderboard anymore, unfortunately, but we're hoping to change that this week. And everybody else either has a 0, -1, or Glaring Weezing with the -2. He was able to pick up a kill last week, which is pretty epic. But unfortunately, he's died every other time. Yeah, so overall, though, I'm really excited for what we got in this match. So, let's go over my opponent's team and go over why I think I have such an advantage over him. He has got on his team Gigantamax Toxtricity, Conkeldurr, Alolan Ninetales, Araquanid, Dragalge, Double, Wailord, Mamoswine, Vikavolt, Roserade, and Cobalion. He recently dropped Dusclops as well. I think he dropped it for Roserade, I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. But the reason I have such an advantage over his team, Excadrill goes in on this. Excadrill just straight up goes in on it. It one-shots Gigantamax Toxtricity with an Earthquake. It can destroy Alolan Ninetales with an Iron Head. It can live a Conkeldurr's Mach Punch. It can go in versus Dragalge. If it has a Rock move, it can go in on Araquanid. Spoiler alert, though, we're not bringing a Rock move. Wailord, it just hits super hard. Mamoswine, it just hits super hard. Vikavolt, it doesn't really hit super hard unless it's a Rock type, so unfortunately it won't be there. Cobalion, it hits super hard. Overall, it's a really great Pokemon, and I really think it's going to put in work this week. Regardless though, he does have a very scary team, which is something you do have to keep in mind. Araquanid, extremely scary. Alolan Ninetales, if my Sand Setter goes down, that could be a big problem. Conkeldurr, big problem as always. Dragalge could be a problem this week. Wailord, Scarf Wailord is something I'm terrified about. Mamoswine, Scarfed or Banded, something to be terrified about. Cobalion, something to be terrified about. So, overall, he's got a lot of threatening Pokemon on his team. What do I think he's going to bring? Let's see, if I had to predict, he was probably going to bring his Toxtricity, Conkeldurr, Araquanid, possibly the Wailord, either Araquanid or Wailord. Let's see, Mamoswine and Cobalion. I think those would be my 6 that I think he'd bring. He has mentioned before that he doesn't think there will be a week where he doesn't bring a Alolan Ninetales, but there is a week that he doesn't bring it. It's this one. Just because Gigalith just completely decimates it. So yeah, I think it's going to be Toxtricity, Conkeldurr, Araquanid, or Wailord, Mamoswine, Cobalion, if not both Araquanid and Wailord, actually, and Double. I think Double could be a really big problem for our team as well, because of the fact that it gets all the moves that it gets, and it can set up defenses, and it can be a big problem. So overall, very scary team, and really excited about it. But anyways, let's go ahead and go over the team that I've got really fast. Again, shouts to Monkferno for helping me build this team. Well, I built it for the most part, but he did a lot of mock battles with me, prepared me for pretty much a majority of situations, and yeah, he helped talk to me. He even gave me a couple of ideas for sets that I'm actually going to use. So yeah, I'm really excited about it. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the team preview. So, first up is my guaranteed lead every single time I lead this Pokemon, Surgical the Sigilyph, making a return from last week with the Magikarp this time and the Life Orb. This will prevent us from taking Life Orb Recoil and Sand Recoil, which is really nice. Because, spoiler alert, we're bringing a Sand team. He's got the moves Air Slash, Side Shock, Energy Ball, and Heat Wave, with a little bit of bulk in defense, a lot of bulk in special attack, and a lot of investment in speed and the timid nature. Now, I actually have notes this time, guys. I have notes. I learned my lesson from last week. I have notes this time. So for Sigilyph, I have enough speed to speed creep the max speed Roserade, which is not Scarfed. I don't think he's going to Scarf his Roserade if he brings it, but if he does, then that could be a big problem, since a lot of my sets revolve around him not being Scarfed. But, hopefully, we'll figure it out. We'll at least know if he's Scarfed or not if he outspeeds Sigilyph. enough special attack to OHKO Conkeldurr with Air Slash without any HP or special defensive investment. So, he does like to run Assault Vest a lot, which could be a problem, but still, regardless, every single time the Conkeldurr's out there, I click Air Slash, he can't Knock Punch me, he has to go for knockoff, it's going to be deadly for us, but the Air Slash against him is going to deal a lot of damage. Enough defense to live a Bandit Mamoswine Ice Shard max attack. So if he thinks he can lead in Mamoswine and go for an Ice Shard for a guaranteed kill, he cannot because Sigilyph will live a max attack Banded Mamoswine. So that's how great this thing is. So I'm really excited for it. Air Slash just really goes in on his team. It goes in on the... Sorry, I'll move that there. It goes in versus the Araquanid. It goes in versus anything that doesn't resist it. It goes in versus the Roserade. It goes in versus the Conkeldurr. Side Shock is for the Toxtricity. It's for the Conkeldurr again, although I would more likely go for Air Slash versus that thing. It's for the Roserade again. It's for... Actually, Roserade hurts more from Side Shock, so I'd go for that versus that thing. It's for the Dragalge, it can hit everything else super hard. Energy Ball is specifically for the Wailord and Mamoswine, and Heat Wave is specifically for Fluffy Double. This is one of my answers for Double. I'm really worried about a Fluffy set. And yeah, it also hits the Ninetales super hard as well, and it also hits the Vikavolt super hard, and the Gobalion super hard. So as you can see, this thing really goes in on a majority of his team. It has a super effective attack, literally versus everything except a Double that is not Fluffy. So, I'm really excited about it. Now, for my next Pokemon, I am finally bringing back my Gigantamax. I know, some of you peoples are happy to see this thing coming back finally. Now, before I go into the set, I want to address something because it's been like, the reason I have not brought my Dynamax the entire league, for the most part, except for week 1, is because either A, it does not have a good matchup versus my opponent for that week, B, something else just rounds out the team better than Alcremie, or C, both. For example, week 2, I knew it was not going to do anything. He had Gigantamax Duraludon, he had a lot of physical attackers, he had a lot of stalling mons. I knew Alcremie was not going to do anything in that match, so that's why I didn't bring it. Week 3, versus Tay, Gigantamax Venusaur can literally just go in and set it for free on this thing, and I don't like that. So that's why I did not bring Alcremie for that fight. And also just everything else, again, Belly Drum Azumarill goes in on Alcremie. Everything else, it just sets up way too easily versus the Alcremie team. That's why I didn't bring it. Week 4, the only week where it would have been pretty beneficial, actually. I could have swapped it out for either Arcanine or Galarian Weezing. The reason I kept Arcanine was for some Flash Fire strats, because I wanted to have fun with it. Would have come in handy had I realized the Dragapult was Scarfed sooner, but unfortunately it didn't. And then, in terms of the Galarian Weezing, I brought that to completely wall the Crocodile, because I was really scared of a Moxie Crocodile set. So, that's why I didn't bring Alcremie that week, although it could have benefited me a bit more. It would have walled the Scarf Dragapult. It would have taken care of a lot of other mons on his team. So, but I also didn't bring it because I didn't want the Gigantamax Snorlax to get up a bunch of Max Steel Spikes, because then that thing could reverse sweep my entire team. So, that's why I decided to not bring Alcremie those weeks. And, so hopefully that clears up some understanding. I know some people were like, why aren't you bringing your Dynamax? That's why. So, feel free to ask me, of course, down in the comment section below, for reasons if you don't see me bring certain mons that you think could be good, and I'll give my best reasoning as to why I didn't bring those Pokemon. But that's why I haven't brought Alcremie those times, in case you guys were wondering. Because there have been a lot of people being like, why aren't you bringing it? So, I wanted to get that out of the way. But anyways, Alcremie actually has a really good matchup in this battle. He's max Spadef, 156 special attack, 96 in defense, and with the boosting special defensive nature. He's got the moves Psyshock, she's got the moves I should say, sorry. Psyshock, Dazzling Gleam, Mystical Fire, and Calm Mind. I'm really hoping if he brings Toxtricity, he brings a special set. Physical set's going to be a bit more of a problem, but hopefully he'll bring a special set because this thing does wall his special set. Now, the reason I say that, Alcremie has enough special attack to OHKO Toxtricity that is not Dynamax with a Psyshock at +1. So all I have to do is set a +1, one-shots Toxtricity. And then I also have enough special defense to live against the Specs max special attack Sludge Bomb Dragalge at +1. That also goes for Toxtricity Sludge Wave. All I have to do is set it to +1, and then I can live versus his poison types, which is really good. A big reason why I think he might bring Dragalge is because of the fact that he has a better special attacking nature with his poison attacks because of adaptability, and choice specs combined just really goes in, and I'm scared of it. So yeah. that is the set. Side Shock goes in on the poison types that are super effective against me, and also against other types as well. Dazzling Gleam for stab, for G-Max Finale, and to just hit things like the Conkeldurr super hard, and things like that. Mystical Fire is for A, setting up stun if I need to, versus a Alolan Ninetales or something like that. B, hits the Rose Raid super hard, hits the Vikavolt super hard, hits the double super hard. This is another answer for double, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So overall, I'm really excited about this set. I think it's going to put in the work. Next up on the team is my Sand Setter Radiation, the Gigalith. He's supposed to be shiny. There we go. He is supposed to be a shiny boy. But anyways, we have got Radiation here. I've got the Smooth Rock this week, once again. He's got the moves Stone Edge, Earthquake, Stealth Rocks, and Facade. I originally, believe it or not, was going to run a Rock Polish set, and that investment in Special Defense was originally going to go into Speed, because believe it or not, with Rock Polish at a +2, Gigalith had enough speed to outspeed Rose Raid, but I realized throughout my battles with Monkferno, I would not be able to pull it off successfully, so I decided to just go with Stealth Rocks, because that'll break any stash. It puts in a lot of work versus the team. It gets the Arachnid down to a much better level in terms of to deal with it. Vikavolt, same thing. Ninetales, same thing. And it's just really great to get chip off. It can also prevent sash users like Toxtricity from coming in, because I think he's either going to bring Shuka Berry, Focus Sash, or Air Balloon on his Toxtricity, if he even brings it. There's a good chance he doesn't bring it this week, because of my Excadrill and Gigalith sets. But anyways, we are max attack, a little bit broken HP, and 212 in special defense that was originally in speed. And he's got the moves Stone Edge, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Facade. Already read that. Rocks, already explained my usefulness there. Stone Edge, Stab Rock also hits things like the Ninetales super hard. This is meant to be my Ninetales counter, and it just really goes in on his team. Vikavolt does not like a Stone Edge either. Earthquake is for dealing with the Toxtricity. It almost one-shots Toxtricity, not Dynamaxed, but, no, I think it does one-shot the Toxtricity, not Dynamaxed, but also it does not when it's Gigantamax, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, there you go. Facade is for just in case the Toxtricity comes in and tries to stun shock me. If he's weakened enough and I can live and Earthquake him back, then Facade's just going to do a crap ton versus his team, and I'm going to take great advantage of that. Anyways, next up, moving on to my next Pokemon. Also, Facade's just kind of like a last move, a little bit of a last move filler there, because there wasn't really anything else that Gigalith could get that could really benefit him. But anyways, next up on the team, we have got Iron Will the Excadrill. Guess what? We are not bringing Mold Breaker this week. We are bringing Sand Force, not Sand Rush. We have got the Focus Sash. That is a set that Monkferno recommended. I was originally going to bring Weakness Policy or a Berry, but I realized it'd be too hard to pull off, so that's why I'm bringing Focus Sash. He's got the moves Earthquake, Iron Head, Swords Dance, Rapid Spin. Another thing I'm really scared about is Physical Toxtricity. Physical Toxtricity can get Drain Punch, he can get Shift Gear, he can do all sorts of things, and I don't like it. So, that's why I am bringing Excadrill with Focus Sash. Because if the Toxtricity sets up to +2, outspeeds me, and goes for an attack that supposedly one-shots me, I can still live with the Focus Sash, and Earthquake him back, and he dies. This set, combined with Radiation, will also break his Sash, which is always fun. Earthquake, again, is for the Toxtricity, for everything that does not want to take a ground-type attack. Iron Head is for everything that does not want to take a ground-type attack, or that does want to take a ground-type attack, forgive me. Swords Dance is to raise up to +2, just in case I get the chance to. And Rapid Spin is to A, increase our speed, B, get rid of Sticky Webs on Arachnid. I'm really scared of Sticky Webs on Arachnid. Last time he brought Arachnid versus us in Season 1.5, he did not bring Sticky Webs, but Sticky Webs really goes into my team, especially since he has a slower team and I have a semi-slow team. So if he is able to slow me down, that's not great, especially for sets later on. So that's why I'm bringing Rapid Spin on Excadrill. That's another reason why I'm bringing Focus Sash on it. So that way, if I need to, I can live against an Arachnid, and just get rid of those Rapid Spins if he's at low HP. You guys get it. That's why I'm bringing it. Let's see here. On my notes, Excadrill has enough speed to outspeed max speed Toxtricity. There you go. Another thing about that is that outspeeds Toxtricity literally by a point. It's so funny. I outspeed max speed Toxtricity. So this would be, let me change this to 50 and I'll show you guys real fast. So let me change this to 50. There we go. So you see, as you see here on the speed, it gets to 140. Toxtricity's max speed, including speed boost in nature, is 139. That's how close I outspeed outspeed the Toxtricity. So he'd have to be Scarfed in order to outspeed me. And that would give me a lot more intel on his set. Enough defense to live against a Guts, Max Attack, Conkeldurr, Mach Punch. So if the Conkeldurr's burned, I can live against a Mach Punch and get a hit off with Earthquake, and there you go. Obviously, with Focus Sash, not as necessary, but you never know, it might come in handy. And then, enough attack to Oko, Cobalion with no defense investment, with a Shuka Berry at +2 in the sand. So if I somehow get to +2, he sends in Cobalion, and it's sandy, outside, I can still go for a guaranteed Earthquake versus the Cobalion to get a kill on it. as long as it's not Focus Sash or something like that. And yeah, there you go. That is my extra drill set, and I decided to put the rest of the bulk in special defense just to kind of boost up a special defense a little bit more if need be. Now, next up is Red the Scizor making another comeback this week, holding the Life Orb this week with the ability Technician as always, with the moves Dual Wing Beat, Bullet Punch, Superpower, and Roost. He has got big bulk in attack, a little bit of bulk in defense with the bold, impish nature, sorry, impish, not bold, and 220 in speed. Now you guys might be wondering yourself, why are you running speed? Well, the reason being, I have enough speed to outspeed, max speed, non-scarfed Conkeldurr, and a modest Wailord. That's why I'm running this set. Again, if he brings Wailord, it's most likely going to be scarfed with Water Spout, which is very concerning, but I have an answer for it, and I have not revealed it yet. But if he runs a big speed investment Conkeldurr for whatever reason to try to catch me off guard, nice try, I still outspeed you, I dual wing beat you, you die. Which leads me to my next point. Enough attack to OHKO Conkeldurr with dual wing beat as long as he doesn't have any defense or HP investment. Well, I think as long as he doesn't have max HP investment. If he has a little bit of HP investment, it should still guarantee kill, but as long as it's not max HP or bulk in defense, then dual wing beat will still be able to OHKO it. And then, as long as he doesn't run a berry, but I don't think he'd run a berry. And then he's got enough defense to live an Earthquake from a max attack banded Mamoswine. And I can Bullet Punch, I can two-shot the Mamoswine with Bullet Punch. So that's always great. Again, I am really worried about that Mamoswine. I definitely think it's coming. It's definitely a very big concern of mine. So yeah. And now, last up but not least, is my Mamoswine and Wailord answer right here. Aquatic the Vaporeon. Now you might be wondering yourselves, why is it an answer for Mamoswine? Well, I'll get into that. We've got the leftovers holding with the ability Water Absorb, Scald, Ice Beam, Haze, and Wish. Already, as you can see by Water Absorb, Wailord cannot hit me with Water Spout. And if it's Scarfed, it's locked into Water Spout, it can't do anything, forced to switch out, I get hit off on something. The special attack buff I have means I can OHKO Mamoswine with a Scald and half Dragonity's health with an Ice Beam. So it's a little bit more offensive than I normally run, and it's definitely a more offensive set, a little bit more in terms of movesets as well. Well, a little bit, not much. And then I've got enough defense to live an Earthquake from a max attack abandoned Mamoswine. Again, I think if he brings Mamoswine, it's most likely going to be banded. However, it could be Scarfed. So that could be a big problem as well. Hopefully he brings Scarfed. That would be more ideal since my answers for it are more for banned. But again, you never know. Scald, once again, hits the Mamoswine super hard, hits everything that doesn't like water super hard. Ice Beam hits everything that doesn't like ice super hard and possibly gives me a chance to freeze. Scald gives me a chance to burn as well. Haze is to get rid of Double's defensive buffs if he brings it. Again, I think it has a very good chance of coming this week. I'm really worried about it. And Wish, if I want to Wish Patches or something, or if I want to sack off Vaporeon, and I still outspeed certain Pokemon, like let's say I outspeed the Wailord, if he brings it and it's not speed invested, I can just easily Wish and switch it to something else, and all's fine and dandy in the world. Same with the Araquanid if he tries to kill me, things like that. So that's why I'm bringing Vaporeon. Overall, this is definitely a really great team in my opinion. I think I've got a really good chance of taking Rebel down, especially after my battles with Titan, after my test battles. So there you go. Also, it's storming outside. Please, internet, don't go out, because I still need you for this little last bit. But anyways, last up but not least, we have got the standings. Now, after last week's loss, once again, 1-0 versus West, we are not looking as good, but we are still looking okay. We can still definitely bounce back. So, in first place, we got the Vancouver Corviknights, who are the only ones left with a 4-0 record. Differential is 13, kills are 24, deaths are 11. His team is really freaking scary. Next up is the Halifax Hitmonchan with a 3-1, differential 8. Kills is 23, deaths are 15. Next up and right behind him is the Boston Red Claws, 3-1. The only one with 3-1, whom we actually beat, which is actually funny. That's where his 1 comes from. Differential is 7 this time, kills 21, deaths 14. Next up is the Minnesota Berserkers, who were able to snag a win versus us, gaining him a 2-2 with a 1 in differential. Kills 18, deaths 17. Hopefully he's going to have to try to keep up with that. Next up is the Atlanta Victinies 2-2 with a 0 in differential, 22 kills and 22 deaths. Next up is the Vegas Corviknights, slightly salty, with 2-2, -1 differential, 19 kills and 20 deaths. Next up is the Vegas Corviknights. Yeah, okay, dang it. I'm going to have to reset the internet. That's not fun. Oh gosh, dang it. Give me 2 seconds. But, okay, so if I need to, I'll just put in images up here instead. Hopefully, I don't have to do that because that'd be a little bit more editing, and I don't like editing. Just kidding, I love editing, just not for this particular thing. Let's see, please, internet, don't go out. Chicago Dragons are up next, 2-2 with a -2 differential, 20 kills and 22 deaths. Next up is the Miami Heat Trains, 2-2, -4 in differential, 18 kills and 22 deaths. The last week's loss with them really hurt them a lot. Next up right behind them is the Houston Hacksaws with the 2-2, -4 as well. This time 15 kills and 19 deaths. Next up is the Bouffalant Sabres with the 2-2, who are our opponents this week, with a -5 in differential, 14 kills and 19 deaths. Next up is your boy Milwaukee Medichams with the 1-3. However, we only have a -2 differential, which is better than the 3 above us, including one of the ones in playoffs. So as long as we start stacking some W's, we should be good, including against like the Miami Heat Trains, for example. We have to battle the Miami Heat Trains later on. If we win that battle, we pretty much guarantee ourselves, and keep winning battles, we pretty much guarantee ourselves a position in playoffs, which is great. So our differential is definitely really, really good for where we are right now. 19 kills and 21 deaths on our end. Next up is the Lansing Leafeons right behind us, 1-3 with a -5 in differential, 16 kills and 21 deaths. Next up is the Hawaiian Kumaos, whose only one win was against us. -6 in differential, 16 kills and 22 deaths. And last up but not least, we've got the Dashing Dittos, who once again, the one win was versus us, 1-3, -7 in differential, 16 kills and 23 deaths. In terms of kill leaders, we have got Cinderace with the Houston, Haxorus. I'm so used to saying Houston Gastros. Jeez, oh Pete. Houston Haxorus. 10 kills, 3 deaths, differential 7, which is kind of insane. Next up is Gengar for the Halifax Him-On-Chance. 9 kills, 3 deaths, 6 in differential. Next up is the Crozma for the Vancouver Corviknights. 8 kills and 1 death in differential 7. Next up is Rilla Boom 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 for the Vancouver Corviknights. 7 in kills, 1 in deaths, and 6 in differential. Next up is Zeraora, 7 kills and 3 deaths, 4 in differential on the Boston Red Claws. Next up is Gigantamax Blastoise, tied with Zeraora for the Vegas Corviknights. Next up is Charizard, tied with those last 2 picks, Zeraora and Blastoise. I can word, I swear. With the Lansing Leafeons. Next up is Gigantamax Grimmsnarl, who has only 1 extra death, but tied for kills for the rest of the above. Next up is Lycanroc Dust for the Halifax Him-On-Chance, 6 kills and 1 death. Next up is and last up tied is Alakazam and Dragapult. Alakazam is with the Atlanta Victinies, Dragapult's with the Minnesota Berserkers, 6 kills, oh wait, no, Dragapult's technically 11th, never mind. There's just an extra spot there for some reason. But yeah, Alakazam is 10, Dragapult's 11, there you go. Anyways, now let's go over here to the fun facts. Fun facts, 20 Pokemon have not been brought to battle. None of those Pokemon include mine. 6 Pokemon have brought to battle not fainted. Unfortunately, that's none of ours. Coaches have a positive differential. That's pretty epic. Only 4 coaches have a differential of +2 or more. That's kind of insane. 9, which I'm pretty sure is like all of the ones with a positive differential, which is kind of insane. 9 out of 14 coaches have a negative differential. We're going to change that this week. The red teams are still doing well. The red teams are still doing well. So the teams that have a red, the red in their name, Vancouver Corviknights, Halifax Him-On-Chance, and Boston Red Claws are all doing well. That's kind of funny. I love that. And then we have a little rainbow going on at the bottom. You'll bet. Yeah, we do kind of have a rainbow. It's kind of colorful down there. I ain't gonna lie. It's kind of a bit colorful. Not gonna lie. So there you go. Hopefully we can change that this week. We need to get some color up at the top. We need to get some blues up with those reds. I'm more of a red person myself, but I want to get some blues up there just to, like, you know, balance it out a little bit. Balance out the red. You gotta balance out the red a little bit. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Overall, once again, this is definitely bounce back territory. 1000%. It's nowhere near over for us. Although we will need to start picking up some wins if we want to have a shot. Again, though, as it stands right now, we still have to fight JV and the Atlanta Victinies. We still have to fight Stremy and the Halifax Him-On-Chance. We still have to fight Vancouver Corviknights. We still have to fight Miami Heat Trains. We still have to fight Chicago Dragapults. All of those mods, all those guys, we still have to fight, and they're all currently above us right now. So that is something we do have to keep in mind. We can definitely bounce back. We can definitely ruin some careers. We can definitely secure a spot from playoffs depending on who we win and lose against. Again, this is not the most ideal situation we want to be in, but it's definitely, if we had to be in this situation, this is definitely the most ideal out of the situation if we had to be in a 1-3 situation, because again of the fact that my -2 is much better than even some of the guys in 2-2. Because if I can get a solid win, then I'm really good. I'm really set. So yeah. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And be sure to check out, the Pokemon, or Phantom's Little Cup League battle. Week 1 will be going up today. And oh my gosh, it is such a great fight. Definitely be sure to check it out. And also be sure to check out the fight tomorrow, as always. And yeah, that's pretty much going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you dudes in the next video. Peace out, mates!